So the integral of f inverse of x dx is equal to x times f inverse of x minus f of f inverse of x plus c, where capital F of x is equal to the integral of f of x dx. Now let's talk about the third method to solve the integral of inverse cosine of x dx from -1 to 1. Now in the previous video we already talked about how to solve the integral of inverse cosine of x dx from -1 to 1, and we have tried to solve it using the integration by parts and certain trigonometric substitution. Now in this video, we will solve the integral of inverse cosine of x dx from -1 to 1 using the shortcut which we already done, or we can say that we already derived in the previous video. So in order to apply the shortcut, let's recall what is the shortcut. So the integral of f inverse of x dx is equal to x times f inverse of x minus f of f inverse of x plus c, where capital F of x is equal to the integral of f of x dx. So in order to use this integration shortcut, I will let f inverse of x is equal to inverse cosine of x. Then I will let f inverse of x equal to y. And then to find the original function, we will switch the variable and then solve for y. And then this y is not referring to the f inverse of x, it is referring to the original function. So and then we need to find the capital F of x, which is equal to the integral of f of x dx, which what we saw right here. So the capital F of x is equal to the integral of cosine of x dx, which is equal to sine of x. So this is equal to x times inverse cosine of x, where x goes from -1 to 1, and then minus inverse cosine of sine of x, which also from -1 to 1. So we don't write here, but we write here. And then we are going to plug the upper limit first, then we need to minus the lower limit for this function. So this thing is equal to 1 times inverse cosine of 1 minus inverse cosine of sine of 1. Then we minus negative 1 times inverse cosine oh wait, sorry guys, so this is not sorry. So sine of inverse cosine of x, so this should be the 1, so this should be the answer. So instead of this is equal to sine of inverse cosine of 1 minus negative 1 times inverse cosine of negative 1 minus sine of inverse cosine of negative 1. So 1 times inverse cosine of 1, which is equal to 0, and then sine of inverse cosine of 1. So inverse cosine of 1 is equal to 0, so sine of 0 is equal to 0. Now inverse sine of 1 is inverse cosine of 1 is equal to pi, and sine of pi is equal to 0. So our remaining term here is here. And in fact, inverse cosine of negative 1 is equal to pi. So negative times negative pi, so this thing is equal to pi. So we will still get the same answer. And as always, if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more upcoming videos, and I will see you guys next time.